Hey, hello everyone. Let's talk about promise in JavaScript. When we try to handle multiple async operations with the help of callback, it can create a callback hell, which leads to unmanageable code and unmaintainable code. In the previous example, we talked about callback hell. We did some async operations, right? Like opening the Paint tab, drawing the apple, save the apple, and then sending the image. So all these are async operations. We created a separate callback function for all these, opening the Paint application, then draw the apple in the Paint application, then save the image drawn, then sending the image. For all these async operations, we created a callback function. Finally, we used the nested callback in order to get the output, the steps we should try to perform. But at the end, we saw like it created a callback hell or pyramid of doom, right? In order to get out of this callback hell, promises are introduced in JavaScript. Basically, promises are used to handle these async operations in JavaScript. This promise is an object. It promised to return a value, right? How we can create a promise is let promise the variable then equal to new promise. This promise takes a callback function as an argument. Then this callback function takes two more arguments like resolve and reject. This is how we have to create a promise, and inside that there will be a asynchronous code statements will be there. Okay, so once the promise is created, this promise it will be resolved, rejected, or in between it will be pending. But what will happen is this promise is promised to return a value. It will return the state. Once it returns the state, right? Of course, it will return the state. Then it has to be consumed by a few methods in promise like dot then dot catch dot finally are there. Okay, when the promise is resolved or rejected, then we can consume this dot then method. When some error happens or in case of promise rejection, we can use dot catch to catch those errors, and we can use anyway the promise will be fulfilled, right? Whether nk, I mean, if it is resolved or rejected, the promise will be fulfilled, right? So in that case, we can use finally. Um, and we have multiple promises. We can consume those promises with the help of concept called the promise training. With this, we can actually get out of callback hell. Now, yeah, in this video, we are gonna see how to create a promise and how to consume the promise, and then with the help of previous example, what is explained in callback hell, we are going to convert that into promises, and then we will use promise chaining to get out of callback hell. Okay, now let's see how to create a promise and how to fulfill the promise. So I'm gonna create a promise now. Let my promise name is fulfill bike, and this is how I can create a promise, new promise. And this promise takes callback function as an argument, and this callback function takes two arguments, resolve and reject. Okay, now I'm writing the code, the async code inside this callback function. Okay, now let your required money to buy the bike is like 150K, and the available money which I have in hand is 155K. Okay, I'm gonna create a condition. If the available money is greater than the required money, right, then this promise will be resolved. Okay, and what can I do is I can buy the bike, right? If I have the enough money, I can buy the bike. If I don't have the enough money, then this promise will be rejected. In that case, I need to earn more money to get the bike. Okay, so we have created a promise. Now we have to consume the promise, then only we can make use of the state what promise is returning. Okay, so fulfill by is my promise object name, right? Fulfill by dot then. Okay, then is a method. This method takes another callback function as an argument. Okay, now then this then method, right? What we will get is we will get the resolve value, right? So resolve, and I'm gonna print it to show in the output console.log value. Okay. Now as we created the promise, right, when this promise is resolved, this value will be passed, I can buy the bike. Okay, so we will get the output like I can buy the bike. Now let's say I have the less money, less than this 150 means this promise will be rejected, right? So in the case I have to catch it, and this catch also takes a callback function as an argument. I'm using arrow function for that. Okay, this also will return a value, right? So which value it will return is this one, need to earn more money. Okay, so in either of the cases the promise will be either resolved or rejected. Anyway the promise is fulfilled, right? So in that case I have to do it with the help of finally. This also takes one callback function as an argument, but doesn't return any value, so I'm printing my custom value. Console.log promise is done. Okay. Yeah, now why it's throwing an error. Could not find name fulfill bike. My fulfill bike is my promise name. Okay, I said like full fun fill bike. That's a problem. Okay, it's fulfill bike. Okay, let's have it fun fill bike. It is okay. Now let me run. We can see the condition available money is $155. So 155K. 155K is greater than 150K, so the promise is resolved. So I will get the output like I can buy the bike and the promise is done. Okay, the promise is resolved now. Now let's see, like I have the available money is less than the record money. It's I have only 125K in my hand. In this case, what will happen is the condition will move to else and the promise will be rejected. So I will get output like I need to earn more money, and either case the promise is done, right? So, okay. So this is how we can create a promise and we have to fulfill the promise. Okay. This is a simple example for that. Now let me comment this one. Next, what I'm going to do is I have to take the example from callback help. The functions, callback functions what we created, right? I'm going to change those into promises, and then I'm going to consume the use promise chaining to get out of callback help. Okay. Now let me copy these functions whatever I created. Okay, I will paste it in my test promise.example that file, right? Okay, now I'm gonna change these into promises. These are all the callback functions right now which are handling the async operations. You can see the set timeout function here. Now I'm gonna remove the callback. I don't want to use callback now. Okay, I'm gonna use the promise. So it's gonna this function is gonna return the new promise. Okay, and this promise takes two argument like callback function as an argument. This callback function takes a result, okay, as an argument. Now inside resolve, I can copy paste these things. So what will happen is when I call open paint function, it will open the paint application. After this async operation is completed, it will resolve, right? So after paint is open means it is actually resolved. Right, now I converted this callback function into a promise. Okay, like this I will change all my callback functions, the remaining callback functions to a promise. Okay, now this trouble, I'm removing the callback. I'm gonna create a promise, return new promise. Okay, this promise takes callback function as an argument, and this is take resolve. Okay, I'm gonna copy paste. So once this promise apple is drawn, this promise will be resolved. Okay, now drawback, sorry, draw apple, this promise is done. Now, yeah, save image. That's my next callback. I'm gonna change that into a promise. Save image, return new promise, function, resolve argument. So image will be saved after the async image. It's saving the image Once image is saved, it will be solved, right? Okay. Now moving to my last callback function, I'm gonna change that into a promise. Send image, it doesn't have a callback. I'm making it as a promise. Return new promise, right? It takes one argument. I don't want to deal with the rejection now, so I'm going with the positive scenario result. Okay. So once the image is sent here, then I can say the promise is resolved, right? Okay. Now we have converted all our callback functions into our promises. Okay. Now we can consume these promises one by one, and we can get out of callback help with the help of promise chaining. Let me show you how to do that. So I'm gonna call the function. What's my first function is open paint, right? Open paint is my function, right? This function returns a promise, right? That promise can be consumed by then, right? We know then method takes callback function as an argument, right? So inside the callback function, I'm gonna call drawApple method. Okay. Now this drawApple callback, sorry, this drawApple method is a promise, right? It can be consumed by this then method. Okay, this then method again takes one callback function as an argument, and inside this drawApple, I'm gonna call one more promise, that is save image. Okay, so this save image promise, I'm gonna consume it with the help of then method. Okay, it takes another callback function as an argument, and inside that callback, I'm gonna call send image function. Okay, the send image is again a promise. Okay, drop will save image. Okay, yeah, send. This is my final promise. With that, I can print like all promises are completed. Okay, now you can see the code, right? It doesn't involve, I mean, it doesn't, we did not use a nested callback, and there is no callback here. And we can see it's a neat code, right? We can see what happens. Open paint, draw the apple, save the image, send the image. Finally, all promises are completed. Now let's run and see. It's opening the paint application. App is open. It's drawing the apple. Apple is drawn. Saving the image, sending the image, and all promises are completed. So this is what we did with the nested callback, right? With the in callback example. So the same we did with the help of promises here, and it looks more promising. I'm happy with the code, how it came in the output. It's quite manageable, right? Nice. I think that's it about the promises. Thanks for watching. Bye.